Welcome to creating a mobile specific layout for Unit O, which once again is covering adapting your website for mobile devices. Now, adapting the layout of your website for mobile devices is usually the quickest, easiest way to make your website available in a mobile friendly format. However, creating a separate set of HTML and CSS documents specifically for mobile users is the best way to account for the unique limitations and special capabilities of mobile devices. Now, in reference to our Lakeland bed and breakfast site, let's think about this. While your conditional styles hide the large image on an index.html page for mobile users, the file is still downloaded, therefore slowing page loading time. We're going to create a mobile optimized version of the page that excludes the image and incorporates a hideable nav bar to free up space on the small screen. So we're going to return to our index.html here in our text editor. We're going to save a copy of this file to our mobile directory, and then we're going to also put in there or make a copy of the llmobile.cascading style sheet. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to make a copy of the index.html as well as the llmobile. Make a copy of that. We'll go into our mobile folder here, and we'll put a copy there. We'll go back now. Let's go into our index.html file. Now, the files for mobile pages are located separately from their main websites and often have their own URLs. So just keep that in mind. Alright, we're going to delete our h1 element that belongs to the desktop class along with its contents. We're going to remove the code class equals mobile from the remaining h1 element. Then we're going to cut and paste the nav element and its contents so they are directly above the h1 element. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that we are working with the files in the mobile folder. So make sure you're working with our index.html file here, as well as we'll be working in our llmobile.css sheet that we just copied and pasted into our mobile folder, not the ones in our main unit folder. Alright, so let's go to that index.html file to complete those steps that I was just discussing. Alright, so we will remove here in our h1 element, we are going to delete the h1 element that belongs to the desktop class along with its contents. So let's go ahead and delete that now. So we will go ahead and delete that whole element there. We are going to go ahead and go to our desktop, our mobile. Let's go ahead and delete that so that all we have left is our h1 element that references this logo. Now we're going to get rid of our figure element, so let's go ahead and delete the figure element and its contents. And once again, this is the index.html file that is in our mobile folder only. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's switch to our llmobile.css sheet, and we are going to delete the fig caption and figured style rules from here. And we'll go ahead and save this file now as well. Let's return to our index.html, and we are going to move our nav element and its contents around so that it's directly above our H1 element. So we'll just go ahead and cut this. Make sure that you get everything in there. Go above our H1 element and we will paste it there. There we go. We've got that part completed now. Now since we'll be working with mobile devices, we're not really worried about our code for IE. So let's go ahead and remove the conditional styles for IE from our head section. Then we will remove the embed style sheet from the head section. So back in our index.html, we'll just copy all this, or select all this and delete it. Delete that extra line. I'm going to go ahead and save now just because of the amount of steps we're completing. Now let's take a look at our link element that references our llmobile.css here. And we are going to go ahead and change the value for the media attribute and then we're going to delete the link element that references Lakeland2.css. Then we're going to add a link to the JavaScript file scripts/llmobile.js. Once we do that, any user viewing this page will be a mobile user, so the conditional style sheet code is unnecessary. The JavaScript file that's contained in that folder contains a function to enhance the navbar for our mobile use. So let's just change this to screen. And we should probably make that an N instead of an M. Okay, actually, really what I needed to do was to get rid of this. We no longer need this line. And we're going to change our media to screen here for our llmobile.css. So let's go ahead and delete that line because we really don't need it. And we'll just change this to screen. And all is good in the world again. As I said, we'll fix this as well, which will change which JavaScript file we want to reference. Now we're using our llmobile.min.js that is in our data folder there, and specifically the scripts folder. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to change our skip navigation element. We're going to edit that from skip navigation, and we're going to change that to code class equals show nav, and we're going to change the value of the href attribute for the A element to hashtag the attribute value pair on click equals show hide nav to the A element, then change the paragraph text to show hide navigation. So let's go ahead and change that now. Let's get rid of this whole line and we'll put in our new. And you can see we have now changed our skip navigation element to our show nav. Now let's switch on over to our llmo.css. Let's go ahead and save this now just because of the changes we've made. And we'll jump over to that file now. Now we're going to add some more code to our hashtag main nav style rule. We're going to add a display of none, position absolute. We're going to make our background white. So let's go ahead and scroll down to our hashtag main nav. We're going to enter a line here and then we'll add those three elements to it. Display none, position absolute, background white. Go ahead and save your work now. Alright, if you open your index.html file from your mobile folder, you should, if you shrink your browser window down to about the size of an average smartphone, it should look relatively like this. And then you can click the Show Hide Navigation button here to see your navigation buttons pop up on that screen. And if you've got your everything saved on the web server, you can do this from your mobile device as well, and you shouldn't have to resize anything. You should have about the same look that we have here, where when we first open it up, the navigation bar is hidden by default and then displayed when you click the Show Hide Navigation link. Hiding the nav bar initially by default makes more room on small screens for page contents that our users are seeking on our website. And once you've viewed that, guys, that is it for creating a mobile-specific layout. The next portion that we will do is decreasing our page load time for our users that are using the mobile devices.